Peace, love, and smoke DMT. Hello, my friends. Once again, welcome back down the old rabbit hole. It's your Uncle Icarus 480 here, and I want to give a huge shout out to my boys Sinay Animation and Second Nature Beats for that sick ass intro you guys just saw. Literally, I couldn't think it could be any more fucking perfect. And thank you guys so much for your hard ass work, man. Literally, everybody out there, please go check out all their shit. Go check out Sinay Animation's dope ass cartoons. Go check out fucking Second Nature Beats fire ass fucking music. You know, all their links can be found in the description of this video as well as the very first pinned comment. So everybody, please go fucking, follow them, support them in any way you guys can. Thank you guys once again. But here we are, everybody, episode 3 of After the Streets, my friends. The saga of Icarus shall continue. So let's get straight back into the story, right? Into our psychedelic time machine we go. Ah, la 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 la, smoke DMT. So there I was, right? Just been betrayed by my best friend. Just found out that my girlfriend Mariah has went to go see a movie with another guy in which I never knew about. A guy whom I've always kind of worried about, kind of felt a little odd about, right? So I had to go to work after finding out this news. Now, I had lost my phone the day prior, right? So there was no calling this bitch, texting this bitch, or confronting her at that very moment, nor was there anything really there to, drown out my thoughts. There's no Spotify, I couldn't listen to music or anything, just me and my head, you know what I mean? So I'm walking to the bus, the route to work's not that bad, just one simple bus, right? But as I'm walking, the hamster inside of my head that usually is running the wheel, fucking is now putting on his smart glasses and standing in front of that, whiteboard, starting to connect these dots, right? And start becoming a conspiracy nut. Like, was she lying about this? What about this? What about this, right? And I'm just going through this whole cycle of emotions and thoughts on the fucking ride to work, right? Now I get to work where I can now confront her and give her a quick call and be like, hey bitch, so what in the fuck, right? But I decide, nah, you know what I mean? Fuck bitches and get money. I'm just gonna focus on work right now, deal with this shit a little later. Thank you for calling. This is Icarus. How can I help you? Shit like that, you know what I mean? Now my lunch break comes, and I probably go and grab me a bite to eat, sit outside in the grass, chain smoke cigarettes, like this fucking bitch, this fucking bitch, this fucking bitch, right? So I get back to work and I still probably have, let's say, 10 minutes until I have to, return on the phones. So I decide I'm gonna call her. Now, what is my next course of action here? Do I immediately confront her? Do I blow up on her? Do I, just be cool? Do I pretend I don't even know? That seems like the right, course of action here. So when Ramel told me about this, he actually told me what movie they went to go see. So when he told me, oh, they went to go see a movie, he actually said they went to go see This Is the End with, Seth Rogen and shit. So I knew what movie they went to go see. So I call her, hello? I'm like, hey, what's up, baby girl? How you doing? Now, keep in mind, she was in Casa Grande at her mom's house, a town that's like 45 minutes away, staying the night because she was going to a doctor's appointment for her leg, right? So I'm asking her about that, how was the doctor's appointment? How's mom? What are you guys doing? She's like, oh, it went good. I'm getting my brace off here soon. I could do more physical activity. Oh, and me and mom are good. We're going to go get some Chinese food. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. And she's like, oh, how's work, baby? I'm like, well, it's pretty fucking busy. You know, lunch is going to be over here in a little bit, but, you know, a couple of my coworkers went and saw that new This Is the End movie, man. They're talking about it. It sounds fucking hilarious. Oh, really? That's awesome. Yeah, you know, when you get home, maybe we can have like a little dinner and a movie and go check it out. Now, if she had any sort of shot at redemption, this was the opportunity she had to take it. You know what I mean? She could have came out right there and been like, all right, look. Or maybe I should do it in that, but all right, look, I went and saw the movie already. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Or she can really lie to me and go see the movie again. So I ask her, like, yeah, a little dinner and a movie. What do you say, toots? It gets quiet, you know what I mean? Maybe in my head it seemed like a lot longer than it actually was, but little silence, and she says, that sounds good. Ah, man. I was like, yeah, you really want to go see the same movie twice, you fucking cunt? Click. I'm like, holy shit, right? So I'm just like, whatever, dude. I got to get back to work. Not literally even a minute later, I see my fucking caller ID on my phone go off, and it's her. I pick up the fucking receiver. I hang it up immediately. Fuck this fucking stiff-legged bitch. You know what I mean? I'm going back to work, right? So I finish my day, whatever. I make my way back home. It's now around 8 p.m. You know, gonna sleep alone tonight, which is whatever. I get home, my roommates, Sophie and Ramel, are sitting on the couch, right? I don't really say much to them. I just walk straight in the room, shut the door, put something on, just kind of kick back and relax. Now, in this room, we have this little couch as well as a little bed, too. So I was chilling on this little couch when I hear, you know, knock on the door. And the door cracks open. It's Ramel with a blunt in his mouth. He proceeds to light it, comes, sits down next to me, and then passes me the blunt. So I then accept his offering of peace. You know what I'm saying? Give me that shit. He's like, look, man, I'm sorry. It was fucked up. I know. I don't know what I was thinking. Blah, blah, you're a homie. Like, you know this already, this and that. And I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, that's just fucked up, man. You know, we just kind of went back and forth on that for like a little bit. And yeah, so I just asked him, I was like, bro, listen, I just need you to be completely honest with me right now, dude, please. He's like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, what else do you know? And he's like, dude, 100%, nothing. That's as far as I know, that's it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, are you telling me the fucking truth right now? He's like, dude, 100%. 100%. Like, I just thought that was kind of sketchy that she did that. You know, I assumed you might have already knew, but it didn't seem like you did. But I didn't want to be the guy to bring it up, you know, whatever. So I just, yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I have to actually work the next day. I don't confront her at all. Like, I don't use anyone's phone or anything. I have to work the next day. I just go to sleep, go to work. I come back home, walk in, and there she is. So I close the fucking door behind me, you know, sit down. She's like, baby, Mariah. She's like, look, it wasn't just me and him who went to the movie. It was me, him, and a bunch of his friends. And I only didn't tell you because I knew you wouldn't let me go and all this shit. Right? And I'm just like, yo, that's fucked up. She's like, I'm just cooped up in these four walls all the time. I miss hanging out with friends and doing things like a normal person. You know what I mean? And she's just going on, man. And I'm just like, nah, fuck that. Like, yo, I've had my suspicions, and like, this is just fucking weird. She's like, I just won't talk to him. Like, if it really means that much, like, that shit's done. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sick of doing the voice, by the way, in case you guys don't. But, so, yeah. I then, forgive her. You know what I mean? Let it go. It's stupid, I know, guys. I know. But hey, it is what it is, right? Now, that little situation, however, did spark a big ass ripple effect in our relationship, because once that took place, everything I don't know if she just seemed to become more combative or argumentative, or if I just began to become a lot more annoyed with the shit she would do. But we kind of, it started going downhill, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, our relationship was going down like a merry-go-round. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was speeding down, bro. So, it's all good, though. I'm still working, you know what I mean? Moving up in this company. I'm cool as fuck with all the higher staff, you know what I mean? I'm making money. And, yeah, it's my little oasis, if you will, because, a lot of really weird shit was going on at that place. And now we're going to step away from the main story for me to tell you this little story, because it's super cool, about this little call center. So while I was working there, like I said, I was one of the top producers at this company. However, there was a woman that worked there. I told the story on the live stream the other day, so if you're hearing this again, I'm sorry, but whatever. There was a woman that worked there who I'd always compete with. Her name was Lori Wooten, right? And I never knew who she was. I never was introduced to her or anything. I would always just see her name, be like, ah, fuck, she beat me again. Oh, I need to beat her. You know what I mean? She was just that employee. Now, there was this one guy named Drew who was working with me, who was kind of foreshadowing who I would become in the future. He was some heady dude. You know what I mean? He looked like a pre-Wook. If Wooks were caterpillars. If Wooks were butterflies, he was a caterpillar. You know what I mean? And, actually in the future, the first time I actually saw Spangle live, I saw him at the show and I actually gave him a dose a couple years in the future. But nonetheless, this guy comes up to me. Super cool guy, right? I wasn't really involved in any of that. I didn't take psychedelics or anything. I was involved in the hardcore scene. But two different worlds. He comes up to me because we were kind of cool. He starts talking to me. He's like, hey, dude, you know that girl who you're always... competing with, Lori Wooten? I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, you know who the fuck she is? No, never heard that name in my life. Bro, so she is Tom Arnold, the actor-comedian's sister. But she's also known as the Queen of Meth, right? I'm like, what? He's like, dude, if you Google her name, she was basically the female fucking Walter White. In I don't remember, Wisconsin, Wyoming, I don't know, Indiana, somewhere. And I'm like, no fucking shit. And he's like, yeah, she's that kind of biker looking chick that sits in the back. And he's like, right by the break room. I'll show you. Go to the break room. So we go to the break room. He's like, I'm like, that's crazy. So sure enough, I get on the computer, look up Lori Wooten, and it's fucking true, right? So I wanted to get in a conversation with her about this because that's fucking crazy. So I decide to then, run. I see her go out for a cigarette. I then follow her with a cigarette, go outside. We've never talked before. I spark up a conversation like, hey, what's your name? I haven't met you. She's like, oh, my name's Lori. I'm like, nice to meet you. I'm Joey. She's like, how you doing today, Joey? And I'm like, well, honestly, I'm kind of tired. My girlfriend really loves that show, Roseanne, and she had it on all fucking night, and I can't stand that woman's laugh. Now, Roseanne is the ex-wife of Tom Arnold, her brother, right? So she's like, well, try living with her. Or try being related to her, she says. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? She's like, well, her ex-husband, Tom Arnold, that's my brother. And I was like, no shit. He's like, yeah, this and that. Starts talking. She used to come down to this bar my dad owned, and blah, blah, blah. We start talking about it. He's like, well, if you look up my name, you might see some shit. Well, you may not want to look it up. I'm like, oh, really? Well, what is it? She's like, well, they call me the Queen of Meth, right? And she starts telling me about all the jewelry and money and all the crazy shit that's going on. I'm like, bro, this is crazy, right? I worked with this woman. I worked with this woman for years. Now, I just found out the other day They're making a series on this bitch. If you guys literally Google Lori Wooten, Wotenlori, Lori Wooten. I did that backwards, but whatever. The Queen of Meth on YouTube, you'll see the trailer for it. I worked with that bitch for years. I drank with that bitch, dude. But yeah, pretty crazy, right? A little side story to step off of what goes down. So anyways, back to the main story. My relationship's spiraling out, you know what I mean? The relationship between her and my roommates aren't that good as well, you know? It's still real shit talky and everything. So yeah. So one day, man, I decide, you know, I get off work, I start going home. I get home, I want to say about 8:30. No, just like any other normal fucking day. I walk in, Ramel's sitting in the living room. I now go into the room to put my stuff away. I find my girlfriend Mariah asleep, which is pretty odd because she doesn't tend to be asleep around this time. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to disturb her, whatever. I then go inside of the living room, sit down next to Ramel, who at the time, Orange is the New Black just came out, and he was like super into that. So I went to go join in the viewing festivities. So I sit down and, you know, we start chopping it up. How was work? Oh, it was good, you know, this and that. Bro, this show's fucking crazy. You got to watch it in the beginning. Okay, you know, whatever. I pull out my phone and I had a text message that, or not a text message, but a Facebook message that I hadn't seen. And it was from Beef, right? I open it up and it reads, "Hey dude, I just wanted to let you know that me and Mariah hooked up on the 4th of July. She led me on to believe that you guys were breaking up. She played us both, man. I'm sorry." What the fuck? And then Ramel immediately picks up on my vibe and is like, "You all good, man?" I'm like, "Bro, read this fucking message." And I hand it to him. He reads it and he's like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I'm like, ah. I was like, "Did you know about this, bro?" And he's like, "No, man, no." So I'm like, "All right, dude." He's like, "Hey, just be cool." I'm like, "Oh yeah, for sure, bro." So then I go outside, smoke a cigarette, go back inside, and that, my friends, is episode 3. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that to you guys. I won't do that. So I go back inside, right? And I close the door behind me. I slam it. Boom! It doesn't even wake her up. I sit on the bed, and I'm like, "Hey, Sleeping Beauty, rise and shine." So she's like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, "Hey, did you fucking have sex with Beef?" And like, without looking at me, she just says, "Yeah." It's like, ah, okay. I forget the part where I said that was fucking cool. What the fuck? And all hell broke loose, right? Started, "You fucking whore. You fucking bitch. I fucking pay for your rent. I pay for your food. I make sure you have fucking weed. I take you out. I'm faithful." Ah! You know what I mean? Just blowing the fuck up. I'm like, "Yo, you're fucking done, dude." I'm like, "You're a fucking lying bitch. You know what? And this whole, your little apartment in Tempe right off of Mill Avenue is fucking over. Your ass is going back to Casa Grande like the dirty fucking rat you are," right? Shut the door, walk out, and I go and get blitzingly drunk, right? Come back home. More arguments ensue. Sophie gets home, catches wind of what happens, pulls me aside. I'm drunk. I'm pretty much crying, you know what I mean? And she's like, "Look, dude, no matter what happens, like, if you want, like, if you're gonna, if you're leaving her, like, and you want her to out of here, like, you got my support. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell her to get her shit and go. I was like, yeah, for sure, whatever. I just need to be alone right now. So, pretty much, I ignore her for like 2 days, right? And this is where it kind of gets weird, right? So, of course, I fucking hated the bitch, but I took her back. Why? Just listen to me. Just listen to me. I was young. I was fucking stupid. But honestly, looking back at it now, deep down inside, I was being so petty. I knew. I fucking knew. Like, I ain't going down like this, bro. Like, no. You're not gonna burn me and expect me not to burn you right back. So I knew in the back of my head I had really ill intentions with getting back with her. Nothing, extremely damaging or anything profoundly crazy. I just knew I'm not going down like this, bro. I'm gonna just wait for my opportunity to jump on something that's gonna sting a lot, right? Now, during this whole shit talking phase, Ramel, you could hear everything that was going on, and of course I was like, yo, and if I ever find that fucking motherfucker beef, I'm gonna fucking ground his ass. Just can't say that. I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of him, whatever, fucking dude stuff. So Ramel calls me one day when I'm at home, and he's like, hey dude, I need you to log into my Facebook. I can't get into it from my phone. There's a phone number that I really need. Can you get in that for me, please? So I'm like, yeah, sure. He gives me his password. I log into his Facebook, whatever, and that's it. You know what I mean? I give him the number, and I'm about to close the laptop when all of a sudden I see a message exchange between him and Beef. Now, I'm not proud of what I did, but there I was, broken and bruised of a person. I was like, I needed to know, is this motherfucker Ramel lying to me? You know what I mean? Does he know? Like, hey, dude, he knows now. Or like, you were like, I needed to know, dude. So I looked through the messages, right? Sure enough, it was him being like, dude, Joey just showed me what you said to him. Are you fucking serious? Did that really happen? He was like, yeah. But then, this and that. Now, I had a respect for the guy for coming forward and being like, hey, look, bro, we both got fucked in the end. I was just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was pissed or whatever. But at the end of the day, he was a man, came at me and was like, hey, this happened. So I was like, whatever. But in those messages between him and Ramel, he became a little too nosy about the situation. What are they saying? What are they saying now? Oh, like, are they mad? Are they staying together? Like, what's going on? And then Ramel had said to him, look, dude, I don't think you should come around here anymore, because he's saying if he ever sees you, he's going to beat the shit out of you, whatever. He's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. I am not scared of that little native pussy. Okay, motherfucker. Okay. Okay, bro. You wanna... Oh. Kuna? Sorry. Yeah, I'm like, you wanna fucking call me a little native pussy, bro? Alright, dude. Now, I ain't gonna let this shit go. Right? So, I wanna say after this, maybe 2.5 weeks pass, right? At the time, there was this little, hold on. Kuno! Sorry, my roommate's dog. But, we had this black stripper named Bonnie who lived next door to us. She always smoked Newport menthols, right? And, I had just finished smoking the last cigarette one night. I was too lazy to go get more. I just wanted a quick cigarette. I was going to go in a little bit of time, whatever. So, Mariah's in the room, drawing, doing her artwork, I'm like, I'm gonna go ask Bonnie if she has a cigarette. So I get on, put my shoes on real quick, go outside. She literally lived right next to us. So let me explain. So I go outside, and there's this little walkway, and then connecting, like, our two apartments are connecting. There's this little, like, gap way between the two buildings, and there's this stairwell that sits along one side of the building. So one building has a stairwell attached to it along the wall, and the other is just like open, right? So I come outside, and as I approach that stairwell, I see Bonnie, but I also see Sophie and this other girl we used to kick it with named Marissa. And then as I start walking towards Bonnie, I'm like, "Hey, do you have a cigarette?" And I look, and sitting along that brick wall, who is making eye contact with me, is Beef. And that, my friends, is episode 3. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, please check out Sinay Animation and Second Nature Beats. And please follow me on Instagram, at Uncle Icarus. I always forget it. But be sure to smash that like button and be sure to subscribe. No, fuck that gay shit. But hey, I'll never be far if you ever need to find me. Jump down the rabbit hole, take a left at the Land of Oz. From there, it's second star to the right and straight on till morning. You'll find yourself in that state of consciousness before you fall asleep and start dreaming. Right there, my friends, that's where I'll always love you, and that is where I'll be waiting. I'm Uncle Icarus, baby. Peace, love, and smoke DMT.